I was reading this morning on ABC News about the Sultan of Oman and other people, buying artwork, buckets of maggots. I told you they love buckets of maggots. Images of dead children and maggots, crystal skulls, formaldehyde, fish tanks with dead cows in them, dressed in gold, Jesus with maggots all over him. And, I mean, they'll spend 10, 20 million a piece. They'll spend, in one case, 99 million on one of them. And the artists have all got names like Damien, and they'll have body modification. These little chicken-necked cowards come in there, and all the elite flutter around and buy it. I'll never forget watching PBS one night about 12 years ago. I've talked about this before, and it was before he went back to prison. That was Dr. Death, Kevorkian, Jack Kevorkian, and it was him in New York with all these supermodels and all these Hollywood people, and it was images, and it was powerful art. I mean, it was very evocative, looking into his mindset, his soul. It was quote good art because it was provocative. It was it was emotion stirring. I mean, he's definitely a skilled artist, and he was talking about how he painted it in his own blood, and there was demons eating babies coming out of women's wombs. And there were these gorgeous women with him just going, ooh, ooh, with sexual excitement. Ooh, 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 ooh. See, that's who rules things. That's who runs it. Imagine having a jar of maggots covering some rotten flesh. Or images of their favorites are dead babies covered in maggots. But because of laws, it'll be a fake baby covered in maggots. And it's just, all these elite homes, let's go to the room where it really shows who we are. And that to them, it's so beautiful. Images of demons eating babies. Images of maggots covering everything. Maggots, cans of human feces for millions of dollars apiece. And they'll tell you. They write about it. They say, well, we buy $99 million, maggot buckets because it shows our adoration for the maggots in death. It is worship of the maggots. These are, if I had to describe the New World Order, they are maggot worshipers. And I don't just say that. I mean, they really are maggot worshipers. I've talked about how I did a in-depth, 2-day search, deep images on the web, looking for images of Schwarzenegger and gay porn, and we were able to find them from art sales and photos of some of the private collections. We put just a few of the lighter ones, couldn't put the really pornographic ones in Arnold Schwarzenegger, in Martial Law, 9/11 Rise of the Police State. And he's just like 20 minutes of the 3-hour film. That's one segment. But the point is that during the deep search, I ran into and had to get registration numbers and get into websites, art house websites of Arnold flew to Germany just to meet with an artist. I forget his name. And it was images of dead kids from car wrecks, dead babies, autopsies of dead babies. And it showed Arnold there just literally bowing down to the artist. The artist looked like a ghoul looking at the dead babies. Arnold talking about, in the caption, just how beautiful it was. He was there to buy some of these dead baby pictures. But you understand, their real work of art is dropping A-bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Their real work of art is death camps. Their real works of art is putting cancer viruses in your vaccines. Their real works of art is sodium fluoride eating holes in your brain and attacking every gland in your body. Their real work of art is DynCorp and Halliburton running giant child kidnapping rings and fencing the kids for snuff films to be made with 3-year-olds being raped and having their heads blown off with .357 Magnums. That's Italian television reporting on that. That's their works of art. You see, this is just the front of it. The maggots, the dead kids, the golden calves covered in maggots and crap. This is what they're into. They are the rotten flesh maggot cult. And to them, stinking flesh, rotten death, piles of blood, vomit, bile is beautiful. It's gorgeous to them. Whereas a normal person recoils. A normal person loves a gorgeous vista, the ocean, a sunset, a beautiful woman, or, a man could admire, a athlete or a singer. No, that's not what to them, high culture is murder, death, children begging for their lives, howls of pain. And so 2 nights ago at Sotheby's, what was it here? I've got the ABC News story. Over $150 million was just a few of his works of art. This Damien Hirst guy, of course, fake name. Ooh, scary, spooky. Damien. Let me tell you something, you sack of evil. You are going to die. Your body is going to fail. And you are a miserable person, and you are your own curse. You have no idea what goodness and honor and decency and purity is. And every time I face this evil, every time I make myself look into the mind of the enemy, I just feel the Spirit of God energizing me because I personally can't handle this. And I overheat, I gyrate, I freak out, I get negative because I can't articulate the understanding, the knowledge, the data, everything I want to say to you because the mind works so much faster. It's just, know this, don't fear he who can kill the body, fear what can kill the soul. What would it profit a man to give up his soul, folks, for everything in the world? Nothing. So just know that. Just make sure you're on the right side of things with God, folks. We'll be right back. Damien Hirst sale earns 111 million pounds, or around $230 million U.S. And the reason I'm covering this is, you know a culture by its music and its art. And while the rest of the global economy is falling apart, while people in Arab nations are starving to death on the streets, they are some of the biggest buyers of this. Oh, good Muslims. Damien Hirst has shattered the world record for an auction dedicated to the works of a single artist with a sale of 218 pieces for an incredible 111.6 million pounds, or 230 million smackers. Defying critics who speculated that the auction may well tank in the face of current global economic crisis, the elite aren't. They got all those trillions of dollars that they created out of nothing. They're just leaving us holding the bag. They bought all real assets, like cans of human feces. That's worth something to the elite. Hearst's most expensive lot, the golden calf, a bull in formaldehyde with hooves and horns of 18-karat gold, sold for a cool 10.3 million pounds, or $21+ million. Hirst is said personally to have earned a little over 200 million U.S. dollars. Before the Sotheby's sale, his manager claimed earlier this month that Hirst was now a billionaire. The controversial artist, best known for his mainly for his use of animal cadavers, trounced the previous record of 11.3 million pounds, raised when 88 Picassos were sold by Sotheby's in New York in 1933, reports the Times. There were, however, 5 lots which failed to sell, and others did not reach the dizzying heights anticipated. Nobody went for the piece Killing Theme, a plastic box with a desk chair, pills, and a watch, and a zebra in a tank of formaldehyde named The Incredible Journey, barely scraped over the 1 million pound mark. Oh, only $2 million. Its estimate had been 2 to 3 million pounds, or $6 million U.S. dollars. Somehow, however, we don't imagine Hirst will be too disappointed with the results. Now, again, these people, the yachts, the hookers, the power, it all starts not having the luster anymore. So they pay top dollar at first for the snuff films of children. That comes out here and there in the press, but it's really kept on the lowdown because it's always high-level government people, Homeland Security folks caught involved in it, but you'll see the blurbs from time to time. I'm sure you've seen them. Big in Europe, big in Russia, just incredible evil. And so that's the thrill, is flying to a third world country to go into a dungeon, get to torture and kill some people, kill some kids. They've had famous cases in Europe where they find a bunch of dead toddlers chained up, and then videos of the leaders torturing them, killing them, and then the whole investigation shut down. Millions have marched in different European cities over it, and nothing's done. The police just say, hey, you see all these riot police, you see these machine guns, literally, just nothing's going to happen. Just like the Texas Youth Commission, the giant rape rooms, the public rapings, the parking lots filled with government officials to go rape the children. It comes out, nothing's done. That's who runs things, ladies and gentlemen. And the sooner you realize it, the better off you'll be. Societies always go decadent. Elites always start human sacrificing and blood rituals and mass killing extravaganzas in the gladiatorial pits. Wars are often fought between two different nations by prior agreement to actually be wars waged against their domestic populations to stop rebellion domestically by using each other as an outside threat to prop each other up. Just like the controlled left and right prop each other up.